I'll tell you this right now, Jim. It might be nice to add this camera in as well because they actually do give a different perspective.
Okay.
Yeah, I could play with that a little bit more.
We as long as we don't get too complex, because I'm willing to give up this if it gets too complex, and that's got to bring in the tripod on my lot.
Can we set it on the edge of the table and still do it?
Sure. Well, we don't have enough cable.
Well, not right now.
Yeah, yeah, we could probably set it on the edge
without the tripod.
Maybe.
Frank and Ray and
Maybe a small tripod.
His car was stolen, so.
Yeah. Oh, is that right?
I hate dragging the tripod around too. That just seems like one more thing.
We got plenty of time to think
What's the
of it.
plan to put the screen of the TV on the videos?
Yeah.
I'm gonna capture the screen.
There's no way to.
No, well, there is, but it's expensive. I found a device that will do it, but it's like $200, and I'm not spending that kind of money to do that. I like free or very low cost.
Yeah, you gotta know who you're talking to.
Yeah, and free may be a little bit more complicated, but it's free.
I'm gonna take over the screen.
High school kids.
Yeah, take over the screen.
There's a difference. Yeah, he's not babysitting.
No.
What we've been
They're
doing
there
works,
because they
but
wanna learn.
really, if I point it at the screen, it just whites out. The camera's not great for the screen. This one actually looks like you can see the screen.
Has the frames per
Right.
second.
Yeah, this one actually looks like it can do it.
Home projects.
All right. Which is
The
good.
frequency is totally different.
There's a wide variety of.
I'm gonna do the optimistic approach. I'm gonna try to capture the whole.
I'm on the very low end. I don't do anything except observe.
That's not the whole enchilada.
That is not the whole
So in the
enchilada.
techness. I told.
But
you
I'm good with trying to make it a little bit more complicated.
Yeah.
If it's better, if it's better,
The
it's better.
brains that are here. is-
If it's not better, it's,
If it gets too complex, we'll back out. Easy to do, that's us all over.
yeah, I mean, if it turns out that this is not better or easier or whatever, it just takes up too much.
No, our major objective here is to get where you can read that screen on the video.
Hey, Frank.
Name is Hill.
It's not Frank, you're not early, are you? Oh, he's on time.
No, he's late. He's late. He's good.
The late Frank.
It's a good time.
Yeah. In the fullness of
So
time.
as people in my class say, what did I miss?
I don't know if you
What did I
noticed,
miss?
Jim, we did have a new person
This is
walk in.
Matt.
Hey there. I gotta abuse him first we get to you.
No worries.
Abuse
Hey, Matt, this is only my
abuse
second
follows
time.
shortly.
The floodgate's open, guys. You guys are in trouble. You gotta get a bigger room.
Let's do the introduction, starting with you.
I'm Ken. I'm Mike.
Marcus,
I'm Frank.
I'm Jim.
Vicente.
Leroy?
Mike.
Matt.
Matt. Nice to meet you, Matt. What's your interest?
I just like getting more up to date with IoT type of technology. Just involved with people who are enthused about it as well. I try to dabble at home, very little dabbling, so it's always good to try to meet other people who hopefully have some pointers and things like that.
You have an Arduino?
I have a Raspberry Pi right now, but
Close enough.
I play with an Arduino.
Is that the case? You gotta at least have one of those?
No, it has
Or
to be a
Beagle
place
Bone.
to start.
That's right.
Beagle Bone, yes.
Yeah.
Beaglebone.
Okay. What do you do, Matt?
I'm just an engineer right now, kind of assistant engineer.
Just engineering.
Yeah, just an engineer.
Engineer.
Just one of those, you know.
Exactly. I got my
Trains all out.
Yeah, right.
Leroy has a particle too.
Particle. Oh, no.
No, particle, that's the symbol.
Oh, yeah.
Particle.
He's made up of particles.
Basically, I don't have all the microcontrollers, but I have a lot. So if there's ever a microcontroller that somebody needs,
Check what you have.
come and see me. I even have, that's an ESP8266. I've got various,
Yeah, we have very flavors of those, huh? Yeah, I know.
so many different
Very
flavors of those.
Yeah.
This man right here also has a ton of just various processors, so.
With membership, you get free access to our meeting announcement.
Oh.
I'll send you this once a week.
Okay.
At the top,
Yeah, I found you guys on Meetup. Is there other stuff that you guys have on this?
there's the meetup connection right there.
Cool.
Here's the meeting announcement if you want to get to it directly and see what I've been typing in the background, or see what Leroy's been typing in for the next meeting. Here's the link to the meeting video.
Okay.
This is being recorded.
That doesn't
So you
surprise
can
me.
see it. We don't publish that outside of here, but when you come in, you get to see the link to the meeting video. And you get to come in and visit us so you get an idea of what we do here. So some people might not be interested.
We do
in seeing
stuff?
what we do. The Club Google Plus discussion group, there's a link to that. And you made it to the meeting. The quick news, we got stuff we discussed. The Google Plus is a good place if you want to discuss Internet of Things topics. Just dump it up there and let somebody know, and can discuss. Leroy, this week I found some radar stuff which I should have put on Google Plus, but pretty nice. Radar detect motion detector modules. I ran across those this week. The trash can transport links. I thought I was going to talk about that, but we'll do that later. All kinds of junk up there, just miscellaneous stuff. Okay, thank you. We also have folders for members that want to, people that want to share stuff with others.
Here,
Here's another chair.
Good.
Got it.
Down here at the link to member projects, this project I'm doing today, it's just a demo, is under Jim's Corner. I'm Jim, so it's under Jim's Corner. You can go click and look at this project and what I did, the documentation I did on this project.
Oh, cool.
Here's some club participation notes. Keeps track of who did what. My demonstration this week will appear in that folder next week, and you can go back and see what we've been up to. Or you can go prowl Leroy's folder or Frank's folder or whoever's Cinti's folder, see what they got, see what they've been up to. And also a link to the GitHub somewhere.
Yeah, it should be there.
Should be there.
It should be there.
Yeah, here it is, GitHub right here. I need to change the color of that so it's more obvious. So, and also we got some future stuff that's coming up. There may be stuff down there. If you say you're going to do a project or you're interested in the project, I'll put you down there. And if you want to do it, I'll just move you up to active. And this is what happens. Well, this is last week. Leroy's nice project.
Oh, yeah.
And this is this week. A little light loaf. I got involved. It's so light. So today is retail Internet of Things product demo. I'll send you this meeting notice, meeting announcement Wednesday or Thursday if you're lucky. Sometimes Friday, but it happens. So here's the link. This demo document is in Jim's folder. So let's see if this philosophy works. We sometimes have router troubles, and even when we don't, we blame the router. So. Works for me. And amazingly enough, our throughput, our download is much slower than our upload speed here at this outlet. We haven't figured that out yet. And just in case, here we go. I call this the executive demo. I have short attention span issues, ADD. That's me all over, except they didn't have ADD when I was younger. So we have the executive summary. That's what you should put at the head of all your projects for me, so I know what you're doing. Otherwise, I'll fall asleep, and me and Kenny will sleep through the whole thing.
And he said, put me in that.
Kenny owns that space. I just rent space there. Okay, so this is our object of interest here. Little hockey puck looking thing. It's a Wi-Fi. This one's 10 amp hockey puck. They sell them 15 amp. And so far I've had real good luck with them. I'm happy with them. The first thing you do to find out about them, and it has a Wi-Fi intelligent connection. It's very simple to set up. You push this button until it blinks fast, and then you go load the app and you turn the app on and say, go find it. And it goes and finds it. And then it says, which router you want to connect to, and you plug that in, or you select it from a list. Then what's the password? And you say go, and that's about all it is. And I'll show you that if people don't fall asleep first.
What's the name of it?
I'll show you in a minute. That's a long name, I know. You have the on-off button, of course, like that's the object of this thing, to turn this on and off. You have remote control with smartphone. That's how you turn it on and off. And you have some other features through your remote control. And I'll show you, you'll be seeing all this. This is just the overview. First, we talked about the overview for me. They talk about the one key to connect app, and that's the ease of connection. One app to control your home. Okay, it's this app we're talking about. Timing. You can time a switch on or off. If you want to say in 10 minutes, turn this on, you can do that from anywhere. 10 minutes, turn this off. You can do that too. And I'll show you how to do that. You can create a schedule. So it has a schedule also. So these timers that you buy to turn stuff on and off when you're gone, it's built in. Okay. And this shows you the speed of our network here. This is what's inside the unit.
Network, that's just a big picture. I mean,
Like sand through the hourglass. These are the days where.
Yeah. That's right. Oh, okay. Here they call a smart chip. I think the relay is actually there. Now this should be faster, we would think, if I can find it. Oh, here's my drive. No, I need local.
I think we're going to have to take the cameras off of the network, set them up on their own network, keep things moving faster. This thing probably takes a lot of, no.
Okay, this is a Chromebook that I have here. This is the files folder, files. Okay. Okay. And let's see if I can find the local drive. Anybody know how to find a local drive on a Chromebook?
Files.
That's okay, that's where I am. Google Drive is not it. Images, audio, video.
Thought that's where it was.
Recent. Okay, it's going to be. Oh, there's the USB drive. That's where I want to go anyway. And under books, and under this should be a little bit faster. And it's still alive. We're doing pretty good here. Okay. So what we're finding out, we can't load up files to view over the internet. And that's why I have it loaded on the USB drive. So there's what it looks like on the inside. Pretty simple. Here is the app right here, the one with the green arrow around it. And I purposely hid the name so you couldn't see what it was. That's for Frank. It's a Tuya, T-U-Y-A. Tuya support, it's Tuya. And you'll recognize the emblem when you get up there.
So is that Bluetooth or over the internet?
It's over the internet. I think it's all Wi-Fi. It offers, you can see when you set it up, you can see the name of it. I think it's broadcasting the name. And so that's why it doesn't use Bluetooth. I don't think it's using Bluetooth. Okay, so if you push the two icon, you get this screen on the left. And this is just a picture of what it looks like. It says good morning, that's free. Default router, I can turn my default router on and off when I'm remote. I have two routers, the only way I can do that. There's a kitchen camera. I had trouble with my kitchen camera having to be reset, and so I put one of these things on it. This is the radio lamp. That's upstairs for the cats. When I'm out of town, I can turn on the radio and the lamp. They can listen to the radio and stuff. So you can also, if you want to add a device, first you get to push the button here on the, see the little blue light there, and just hold that button down till it blinks fast. And it's kind of like Bluetooth, you know, you get it blinking and there it's blinking pretty fast there. And then you say, push the plus, and it says add device, and right there is a light bulb will appear in yellow, and it shows you that the light's on, and you found it, it found it. And so you press confirm, and you end up with the router. It picked my router. You can change it, and then just type in the password and say confirm, and it starts connecting. There's 5% connected and successfully added one device, and you can share it with the family or you can do done. Share it with the family is another nice feature. This thing got an amazing number of features. I just started looking at the features and I'm going like, oh my God.
Does that share it with the family or just share it with anybody?
I don't know. But it's probably local. It could be local, but you can share it with a specific person or persons.
They have to have the same app.
I'll show, yeah, they have to have the app.
It to be on the same router?
Nope.
No, really?
The family possibly,
Yeah.
but you can add individual users, anybody, any dang body.
Okay.
It's bad. So if you want to turn something on and off, here's my default router, and you just click over here. That turns it on and off directly. It won't take you to the second screen. So you can just turn it on and off right there. If you want to look at the second screen, you'll do this. Why would you want to go to the second screen? Well, here's one of the main reasons. This is off. It's still green. It's just a little green. And the big green is on. So if you're out in the field and you can't see well, you wear glasses or something, sometimes it's good to click over here and it'll show you the second screen and it says socket is on. And then when it's off, it turns black. So there's no question about what's going on. So that's cute. That's the regular on-off function. The next one is showing you some of the options. And this is just when we went to the second screen on-off, we had these dots up here. And these are some of the features of the dots. You can modify the name. This says default router. You can go right there and click it and change the name, whatever you want. And you can check the network, and then you can check it now. I've got some of these later. I'll show you what some of these are later. Also, it has Amazon Echo, and also has Google Now. Yeah, Leroy woke up with that one. Wake Leroy if you're good. Now he doesn't have ADD like me, unfortunately. Here's what you get when you do the Amazon Echo. There are the steps. I got it in two sections because it extends past the add a device, modify device name, set up Echo, add a skill, and control device. And if you look at the next one, which is the Google, it looks amazingly similar. So same water buffalo. And here's some examples. I showed you the other screen where you could modify the name. Well, here is, the name is default router. Here's the rename option. Rename's over here somewhere. Check now, modify device name. You click that and you get this screen. And this one, you can do check the network, and you get this, detecting networks, connected to this device completed, gets a hi-fi Wi-Fi signal completed, and you'll also get the next screen. The network is in good condition. Network access is normal. So you didn't expect this. This is less than $10, about $10.
From what source?
This is me. There's Leroy.
TUYA.
eBay is the name.
Okay.
And there's a link to
That means China.
there's a link to
Yeah, I didn't know
there's,
if you were buying them direct from China.
no,
No, okay.
that would be, Vicente would be next in line. Cheaper. No, cheaper, cheapest.
Leroy used to have title. What happened, Leroy?
It's not cheap, it's frugal.
What happened?
I met Vicente.
It sounds
Vicente busted this group up, made us look bad.
not cheap, but frugal.
So there's a link to eBay on the meeting announcements. So you can go directly to that one, that amount, boom. Here's the timer device. So if you want to do the timer is down here. A little hard to read. Countdown. They call it countdown. And there it is, set to 0 when you first energize it. Oh, that's the scheduler. So I think it's I think you can turn it off or on. I don't see that option in here. But this is just the simple timer option. Countdown. They call it countdown. And there it is, set to 0. Okay,
Sorry.
so you want to schedule an event. I told you you could schedule events, turn it on and turn it off. Just add schedule. The schedule is down here. Okay. And here, this had an empty schedule list. There's nothing scheduled. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to add schedule down here at the bottom.
Can you do the schedule from anywhere? Or you have
Yep.
to do it locally?
You can do it anywhere. All this stuff is through the app, and the app is everywhere.
The app stuff is connecting to that server in China.
Yep. And what's his name is not here, so I'm good. Don't have to talk about
You
security.
don't have to worry about security.
Jamie, Jamie
Security.
will kill us on security.
I just send your password and all your
I'm
stuff.
afraid that one day somebody's going to just take all that down and nothing in this country is going to work.
Get your house down.
So this is, I push the add schedule button down here at the bottom, and it, there it is. It was 11:16 when it started, and you can select the time, and you can do only once. It also has weekly, hour. I don't know if it had hourly. It had weekly, daily, weekly.
Monthly.
I don't know about monthly, but there are options there. I noticed weekly because I would use it weekly. Okay, I have one. I actually have one of these plugged in and a timer plugged into it. I don't need it anymore.
Enable the timer.
Yeah, I don't need that anymore. Switch, and you can select on or off. Okay, so when I want to reboot my router, I select the time, switch it off at 2:59 and switch it on at 3 a.m. You're done. So you add 2 entries. That would be 2 entries. So you can just add a schedule. And all this on this $10 piece of junk.
Can I ask a question here? Does the timer reside in the module after you set it?
Yes, it has to. It has to. The timer's in the air.
If you move power, is it still in memory?
It retains the schedule. What is the true question?
The schedule must be in the server.
The schedule's got to be in here.
There is a real-time clock there with battery,
If you turn this thing off and turn it back on, it still works. I mean, it still remembers where it's going to and remembers the address.
Remember, because connect to
this
the internet.
Because there really is no server. There's a web device, but there's not a server
There's a
there.
server in China.
The schedule is in the server, sure.
In the cloud somewhere.
Well, we'll have to see that, because that's, if now this is my
It may
question,
just
if
do
the
a
Wi-Fi
refresh.
was off, would it still come on? My answer is yes, and we can try that. That's a good one.
You need a real-time chip there and a battery to
Exactly. Let's take
maintain the
Yeah.
time. It costs a little more than.
Yeah. Well, that's a good one. That's a good one to test that, because I need to
So
know
if you
that.
disconnect it from the router,
Yeah,
it'll keep
I'm
running.
checking if it
That's
works.
what we're saying. I say yes. He's saying maybe.
I would be with him.
Okay, you're with him.
The
This
cheapest
is
way.
not unusual. Everybody against me. This is the way it works here. Yeah, but
I
when
say
you
both-
vote,
I
remember
say
that.
both of the above.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
they-
It only
using
costs
a web server
$10
because
because you put a battery in there, you got part of the cost.
Let's say you unplugged it, you plugged it back in. Is the schedule still gonna be there?
Yeah, the schedule's still there.
So if you lose power to your house.
Yeah.
And it comes back up. Obviously, if you lose power, you don't have a router, unless you got the battery backup. But
What we can do is first test will be schedule the timer to shut it off in 1 minute, and then turn the router off. Okay, and then if it works, then we'll say, okay, it's got a clock in it.
It's got some storage there.
It's got a clock.
that
Which
has to have power
router
to
are you
back it up.
connected to?
I
though?
mean, maybe synchronize.
Can't turn it off.
The
It'll
router's
destroy
off, so.
It'll destroy the
no.
video.
Yeah, after we're turning it off, and when we shut the stuff down tonight, we can do it. I'm not gonna do it now. I'm not self-destructive,
it's-
although some would differ with you.
It's got to be, there's got to be some flash memory in there. There's got to be some
You
flash.
remember the schedule, but don't know what other schedule is it.
It's got to remember at least the Wi-Fi credentials and probably the schedule.
Right, like
Does it have a
But-
real-time clock?
but It probably doesn't have a time clock.
Okay.
I think so.
So it's got to synchronize the clock from an NTP somewhere.
Okay. All right, so we'll check that a little later. That's a good testing thing. We can do that next week. Okay, and when you add the device to a shared list, oh, what am I doing here? Okay, this is getting some of the nasty stuff. So if you go to the front screen at the bottom right, you see a thing that says profile. Well, it's got several things you can do down there, several nasty things. You can share your device. And we were talking about that earlier. You can share with the family, whatever that is, and you can share your device. And you do an ad. And it says no shared devices. This is the list. There are no shared devices. The send and receive, I have no idea what that means. And click add, and you end up over here. And these are the devices. That's a list of stuff. And we selected kitchen camera, okay, as the device we're going to share.
When you mean share devices, do you mean like just on your app? Like
I can
it's
share
pinged-
this device with you, and I'll show you how. In a minute, it'll explain it. Just a
Most
minute.
likely, you're gonna have to have the app. You're gonna have to be connected.
You're gonna have to have the app.
Yeah.
And then you add the person that you want to share it with. And here's the region, and here is the intermobile number or email.
That's the connection.
Safety.
And you confirm that, and then you log in as you on your email, and then you can control that same switch. Oh.
I'm sure that's hack proof.
Oh, yeah, it's bulletproof. It's all bulletproof. Don't bring Jeremy in here and look around, make sure
Yeah,
Jeremy's
Jeremy,
not there. You get-
You'd be shivering right now.
From China, they have really good security.
Yeah.
It's nothing like me being able to turn on his light from my house.
Yeah.
Nothing like that.
He showed me how to connect up my previous version of this, and then he's overturning my lights on and off for fun.
Nothing like that. I would never do that.
So this is the device information option. It just gives you the device ID, IP address, MAC address, device. I don't even know what device ID means, but it's a long number.
Device meaning that plug?
Yeah, that this is information on this plug.
Device, time zone.
And that's the name of that tune. That's the end of the show. But as you see, it's quite an impressive item for $10.
Device is time zone. And he used the
I have
universal.
a question for you. On your list of devices that you are going to rename.
As soon as he is working, he can estimate the time until power off.
Right.
Again, try to
There is no dimming
synchronize.
function. That it's contact closure.
It would almost have to be
binary on off.
the time,
Yeah.
like,
You can
once
hear
every day or
boing.
something, and then it could.
We know what that
then it
means,
could
right? Right?
guess.
Boing.
Really?
Yeah,
I have a similar type stuff with X10, which is an old technology.
Yeah,
I got it.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, yeah. one of
How many people got X10?
Or had X10.
You're like, what's X10?
I'm still using my X10 and I like it. And you can hear the thing
The
clicking
X10
in the,
stuff?
yeah, the plug in the module on the wall.
Okay, wait
It's-
a minute. One at a time, please. Go ahead.
You gotta be careful not to plug something into a
And then you
lamp
tell me.
module that is dimmable, that can't stand the voltage drop, because you burn it out. So appliance modules work well for the router and stuff like that, but, probably 15 years ago, I had a situation where somebody plugged an electronic device, like a Blu-ray player, into
yeah.
a lamp module. And when it came on, it came out low voltage and it ramped up.
Wow.
It fried it.
Yeah. Well, this one doesn't have, it's not dimmable. You get into trouble probably with a 10 amp limit. It's probably doesn't like incandescent bulbs. Incandescent bulbs typically have a very high instantaneous current. So that's probably not the greatest thing to do. I've been doing LED bulbs.
Yeah, my LEDs work pretty well.
But they have a 15 amp version
Probably doesn't
also.
like motors either.
Yeah, motors are probably not good because it's contact closure.
They don't have any SDRs? Or is it, it's all contacts?
Contact. Boing.
It's cheap. Cheap. The relay is cheap.
Relays are cheap. Relays are Jim. Okay, any other questions? Okay. What else we got?
I do have another question, but it goes back to X10. When Duke Energy installed their wireless meters, does anybody with X10 technology have problems? Because they use the same frequency for communicating with the pole of their smart meters that the X10 devices use. So in my house, all the devices were coming on and off.
I would be shocked if they weren't using cell phone technology.
On
There
the
is
pole, it is cell phone
modulation
technology,
over electrical
but-
line.
But to communicate
Really?
to the box of the pole,
Wow.
from the meter to the pole, was the X10 frequency.
Oh, okay.
So
That's what Ray is confirming. He was just saying they use FM, low frequency FM, 100 kilohertz or something like that.
they had to come out and pull the meter out and
Wow.
put a different meter in. And now that they weren't aware of the problem. I was really surprised when I contacted Duke folks. They understood completely what I was talking about.
Wow.
And that was a shock. They were able to go through, pull the original meter out, and then about a year later, they came back and put another smart meter in. They had cell phone communication built into the meter.
Did you sponsor Matt or something?
Oh, okay.
He's a new guy.
Cool. Anything else? Okay. You gonna do
My
something,
little-
Leroy?
You want my little thing?
Sure.
Controlling the space station.
I'm controlling it.
Move over for us.
So whenever you are working with X10 and other communication methods over the electrical line, you need to be careful of electrical noise and other communication technologies. electrical noise is a big issue because I know this because the equipment that I use day to day causes so much electrical distortion in going into the line that it just destroys the X10 communication. It destroys the there's these modules they use for getting like networking through your electrical line at home. My
From
machines just destroy all that.
late 80s, early 90s. Yeah.
But so good clean electrical signals, pretty important. And you can look at that with an oscilloscope. You just see what your sine wave or your electrical looks like before you get started with communications. My father-in-law, at his house, I looked at his AC wave, and there's no way he could put communications on that waveform. No way. It's so destroyed, so jagged. So cleanliness to start off with is going to be the only way that your AC can even handle that communications over the AC wave.
On that, my dad ran X10 stuff for years and years, and he was losing about 3 or 4 modules a month for quite a while because of the noise. CG&E at one point offered a whole house surge suppressor. They took the meter off your panel, plugged this in, and then plugged the meter into it, and he went to losing 1 module a year after that. So a whole house surge suppressor is about $40 and might be worth considering. It's a good idea no matter what.
I had one of those whole house surge protectors on a couple of my houses. They worked really well.
Yeah.
Does it change your electrical bill?
No.
Yeah. Well, yeah. When
Everybody ought to get one.
When CG&E, well, they don't offer it anymore. The problem was, yeah, they were charging like $4 a month for it, but they gave you a guarantee. If anything that was plugged in fried,
They
due to an
would
electrical
replace
problem,
it.
they would replace it. And Dad called them frequently.
Oh my gosh.
No, it was a good deal. I think I was paying $5 a month for it.
Yeah, something. I don't know.
It wasn't much, and it was well worth it.
They now sell them. It's a little 1-pint plastic can that goes in the side of your breaker box, ties into the 2 main phases and ground, and you're done.
That's it. So I actually was working on a different project this week, and I couldn't get it to work. So I spent all of about 20 minutes and made an ISS notifier. And International Space Station.
Oh.
No way.
Okay.
So
Describe.
Cheap stuff.
I'm working on it, Ray. Hush. There is a wonderful website called Open API, Open Notify API, that provides all of the information that you need for predicting where the ISS is, its latitude, its longitude, and how many people are in space. What I did was I took my latitude and longitude, or roughly my latitude and longitude, and used a mathematical formula called the Great Circle, which is a bunch of sines and cosines and some radiants and some gradients and some other fun stuff. And I could figure out, where, if the ISS is at one location, latitude and longitude, I'm at this latitude and longitude, then I would be about 4,000 miles away, more or less. I took it a bit further. Actually, it's running now, and if you watch it, it will tell you, you can actually watch it. The ISS will actually start moving down. It's actually overhead right now. It's 937 miles away, according to that. So more or less, it's overhead.
You can predict it. Go out and see when you look up.
Yep. Well, that's
84 miles from. That was what it just said.
the ISS has some ham radio equipment on board. And
Take over that?
yeah, I'm going to take over that. But